Well, so far, at least 6.3 million COVID-19 vaccine doses have been administered in South Africa. And this means that finally, over 10% of our population has been vaccinated. But for the country to reach herd immunity, we still have a long way to go. 67% of our population would need to be vaccinated for that to happen. Health authorities are currently administering 240,000 vaccines a day, and there are plans to ramp up the rate of inoculations. So how is the business sector getting involved in speeding up the rate of the rollout plan? Well, let's ask Dr. Stavros Nicolaou of Business for South Africa. Stavros, it's lovely to have you on again. You've been trying to work with government and have successfully, in some realm, certainly with the PPE procurement, managed to be a partner for government. It's now vaccine time, and you are very much on board with government. Stavros, just switch on your audio, please. There we go.
Apologies for
that.
Okay,
start again.
Good morning, and good morning to you and everyone that's watching this morning. Annika, there is nothing more important in our country right now than rolling out the vaccine program both efficiently and effectively. And as you said earlier, to get to herd immunity as swiftly as we can. So that still remains a stated objective. There's nothing more important, as I said earlier. And I'm pleased to say that the collaboration between the private and the public sector is in many respects unprecedented. Last week's events, or the events of 10 days ago, that so traumatized the nation, I think have, through this vaccine rollout program, demonstrated how resilient South Africans are and how resilient we are when we work together. So one would have expected, after the events in KZN, in parts of Gauteng, one would have expected the vaccine program to stumble, and some even predicted would fall over. In contrast to those predictions, it in fact has grown, and it's grown tremendously in the last 10 days that succeeded those events. So this collaboration between the private and the public sector is really working well, and the proof is in the pudding, and it's showing in the numbers. And you would have known that we are now doing almost 1 million vaccines so 1 million vaccinations every 4.5 days. That is amongst the fastest in the world. So it would not have been possible without this private-public collaboration.
Dr. Nicolaou, I should actually call you doctor because you are a doctor. Is this because of the collaboration between big business and government, or is this increase largely due to the Generation Xers who were so keen to get in the queue?
Look, it's multifactorial, Annika. It's a combination of things. Some of those factors include having a more sustainable supply of vaccines now. That is probably the most important element. The second is that the private sector has, in tandem with the public sector, begun to scale up both new sites and capacity in existing sites off the back of this improved stock situation. It was very difficult, for example, in the private sector to start opening up new sites when there wasn't a guarantee that there would be stock available. So that is probably the single most important element. However, opening up to other age bands who are more tech savvy and are able to better navigate the EVDS system has unquestionably played a role in that as well.
And I should think that the announcement last night that vaccines can start on the 1st of September for the 18 to 34-year-olds will also see a lot of enthusiasm and, of course, that tech savviness that you've brought into the picture.
It most certainly will. And I think what's important here, Annika, is that we've all lived through 3 waves now. And you know, each wave is seemingly more traumatic than the previous wave. And I think the plan has always been, given matching demand and supply, that at very least we should get on top of things before a 4th wave manifests. Now, none of us know, of course, when a 4th wave will manifest. Some predictions are that it would be late November. I don't want to stick my neck out and predict when it will be. But what is important is that we vaccinate significant swathes of our population before the fourth wave so that we can better manage the fourth wave. It's been clearly demonstrated around the world, those countries that have vaccinated big percentages of their population, the mortality rates drop precipitously. They come down, some of the studies that we've seen are that 99% of mortalities are in unvaccinated patients. And we've got to get to that position. And I'm really pleased that we're now doing 1 million vaccines every 4.5 days. And if we keep that pace and increase it, we are intending to increase it, as you heard from the president last night, then I think we can get very close to vaccinating significant parts of the population before we get to the fourth wave. But I must hasten to add one other element here that's really important, Annika, is that in doing all of this, we must still remember that those that are aged 60 and older are still the most vulnerable and the ones that are the most deserving of a vaccine. So while we ramp up, we should never lose sight that we have to keep vaccinating our 60-plussers, who are the group that demonstrates the highest mortality and morbidity in this pandemic.
Doctor, a last question. Government and big business often clash and smack heads. How do you, on a day-to-day basis, this is just something I've been wondering about, how do you on a day-to-day basis actually work together with government in a program that's largely being managed by them?
So Annika, look, I don't want to give you an impression that we never disagree on things. There are many disagreements at times, but I think what's pulled us together here is a common cause and a common purpose. And in delivering against that common purpose, I have seen collaboration that is unprecedented. And it's unprecedented because we have set up various fora that all aim to achieve one common objective. And that common objective is vaccinate as many people as swiftly as we can. And business understands that, because that is the best economic policy for 2021, is vaccinate your population. You vaccinate your population, you open up the economy, and we can get back to some semblance of normality. I'm actually feeling quite bullish, both about the relationship and the partnership, because if we can pull it off in vaccines, I could probably hasten to add, without being too preemptive here, but if we can have these type of collaborations in other parts, other sectors of our economy, then I think we can make quite a formidable dent in some of the economic hardship that the most of the population are feeling right now.
Dr. Stavros Nicolaou, who is always the ultimate optimist, thank you so much again for your time. You represent business for South Africa, and they've played a large role in the rollout of the vaccine program. Thank you for your time.